Hey everybody, it's Fruity Chris here, and I'm just making a quick video. I know I've been gone for a while, and there's some reasons for that, and some of the reasons I'm going to get into for today. So this video is going to be about the whole vegan YouTube community, and my opinion on everything that's kind of going on. So honestly, I've been on and off for 7 or 8 years watching the vegan YouTube community, and it frustrates me on a continual basis, which is one of the reasons I kind of drop off the radar, come back, drop off the radar, because I just get so frustrated with everybody on there. And I've always had this fear about putting my videos on there and having like a different opinion about what some of the major YouTube people on there think, and not wanting to get involved in all the drama that's associated with that. So that's one of the reasons I haven't made videos in a while, because what I've been personally doing and following doesn't always line up with what some of the major people on YouTube, say that you should do. But I've kind of just reached the point now where I just don't really care anymore. So I've been watching a YouTube channel, Vegetable Police, recently, and I really appreciate his openness and honesty about his lifestyle, living as a vegan, what works for him, what doesn't work for him, being open to other people's beliefs, eating patterns, habits, experimenting with new ideas to really see, what works best, instead of just latching on to a set of ideas and going with that and telling everybody else that you're wrong and you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. So essentially, I figured if he is brave enough to be open and honest with the rest of the vegan community, then I can do the same. So this video is kind of just going to be a rant about how absolutely atrocious I think the vegan YouTube community is, and honestly, it just gets worse like as the years go by. I was literally so upset today watching videos on YouTube, and I don't even know why I do it anymore, because I know where it's going and it's just gonna make me so angry that I went for a run, and I was so angry. I ended up doing 4 miles. I was planning to do 2, but at the end of my 2 miles I was like, nope, I'm still angry, so I'm gonna run some more. I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, I enjoy running, but it did really kind of make me so mad. So I honestly, I don't understand what we're doing in this community. When you're making videos, what is your goal? Your goal in your life as a vegan is to point out how other people aren't living the life that you think that they should live, and how they're being bad vegans and all this other crap. Like, that's ridiculous. You're honestly sitting there and you want to represent yourself and the vegan community as a group of hateful, drama-riddled, the meanest people in the world. Like, if I was a regular person and I was watching this all go down, I would never want to be part of the vegan community. I'm a vegan and I don't want to be part of the vegan community, because you guys are horrible. You're actually so horrible. When I first learned about veganism, I thought, that is amazing. People are so loving, so open-minded, so generous, and I thought that is so wonderful. And to find out that there was a community of people that shared the same kind of set of ideals, I thought, like, this will be wonderful. It's like going to be like a haven of loving and acceptance. And then when I found about raw, I thought, that's even more. Like, they're so like conscious that they don't even want to hurt the plants that they're eating. It's just a bunch of bullshit. That's not what people think. Like, honestly, the people in the vegan community are no better than people eating a sad diet. You haven't expanded your mind or opened your heart or your consciousness like any more than anybody else. You've just latched onto a new set of ideas, a new set of rules, and what you're doing is right and what everybody else is doing is wrong, and what you think is right, and if anyone thinks different, they're all wrong and stupid. That's ridiculous. Honestly, there's 7 billion people on the planet. We're not all gonna live the exact same way, and we're not gonna all share the exact same thoughts. It's insane. What happened to being like accepting of other people? So what if that person accidentally ate a piece of cheese? It's gonna happen. Be realistic. Like, we don't live in a bubble, we live in a real world. And if you want people to see that being a vegan is not a horrible thing and that it can be possible for them to do, you can't jump on everybody and criticize everybody that does the smallest thing that you think is wrong. Like, the whole pet controversy, I honestly thought, like, this is getting out of hand. You people are insane. I honestly think that 90% of the vegan YouTubers are insane. And this video is not about everybody. This is just in general, like what I see when I watch videos. And of course, they're popular videos. And so any regular person that's looking for vegan videos is going to see the exact same thing. So this is the message we're sending to the world, that being a vegan, you have to be crazy, hateful, mean, and pick on everybody else in the world that doesn't think exactly like you. That is the most hateful way I could ever possibly imagine living my life, ever. Like, if I never really understood when I told people that I'm vegan, like, why I got the reaction that I got. Like, they thought I was gonna, like, pull out a gun and, like, shoot them or something. Now I understand, because most vegans are ridiculous and insane and crazy. So, on that topic about the whole pet thing, I just want to say one thing about there. One, I have a cat. She's over there. So, yeah, I'm one of those horrible vegans that has pets. I know. Crazy. I just want to say, are you... Okay, for one thing, we live in a broken world. Let's just be real about that. We don't live in a bubble. We, as a human species, messed up the world and messed up the environment, and now we're living in a broken system. And to say as a vegan, or as anybody, like a person, that yes, we created this mess, but I'm just gonna wash my hands of it full and clean, and I have nothing to do with it, and if you have anything to do with it, you're not ethical, you're a horrible person, etc., etc., is ridiculous. I have studied environmental science and ecology for years, and anyone that works in that field knows that it's practically impossible, once you have broken the natural order of things and the way a natural system should work, to correct it. It's not an easy task, and living in a world where 90% of the people choose to continue perpetuating that problem, you can't just ignore it and pretend that it doesn't exist, or pretend that, like, participating in it makes you a horrible person. You're honestly going to tell me that if I adopt a dog who was rescued from a dogfight ring where his whole life was nothing but horror, torture, and, like, fighting to kill, and I rescue him, and I give him a loving home for the next couple years until he finally passes away, that makes me a horrible, inhumane, unethical person because, oops, that dog eats meat. Are you actually saying that? Like, are you smoking crack before you make your videos and you say stuff like that? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You're actually saying that it's more ethical for me, as a loving, ethical person, to know that those animals are going to be put down and die, than it is for me to take that pet into my home and try to give it the best life possible. I'm not saying like owning a pet is ethical. Like if we didn't live in the world that we live in, then I would totally agree with not owning pets. But we live in a world where people are torturing, maiming, and abusing animals, and I, as a regular loving person, would rather try to take that animal out of that horrible environment, or know that it's not going to be murdered. Because most cats, let's be real, I work in a veterinary area and I know lots of vets. Most cats that go to shelters, like 90% of them, they're killed. So you're saying that it's better that I let that cat be murdered because humans are the cause of the problem. Like we're the reason that it's like that. But you're saying it's better that I let that pet be murdered than I let it live in my house? That makes absolutely no sense. Not even a little bit. So that's all I'm gonna say about the whole pet thing. Like, I see both sides of the argument. Yes, as an ethical vegan, I see why it's wrong to have a pet, but living in the system that we live in, I I think that that is a better choice. And I'm not gonna agree or disagree. If you want not to have a pet, then fine. But if you want to have a pet, I don't think that people should be jumped on or told that they're horrible human beings for that. I think you shouldn't buy pets from breeders ever, because that is feeding into the problem in the first place. And a lot of those pets, the leftover ones, they gotta go somewhere. And it's not a happy place, generally. So that's my biggest grievance about the whole YouTube people. I honestly just want the YouTube community to seriously take a look at themselves and think, is this really the kind of person I want to be? That I want to be so hateful and spend like half my day trying to track down other vegans that are doing like something that I think is totally unacceptable, and call them out on it and tell them how such a horrible human being they are. That's how you want to represent yourself and represent the vegan community, honestly. That's just like, are you serious? Anyway, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, and it doesn't really matter, but I just want people to know that not every vegan is like that. And if you're vegan, maybe you can learn to try to be a little bit more loving and accepting. If you already are, then great, but if you're not, what is the point in being so hateful towards other people and other vegans? It doesn't ever accomplish a goal. Being a hateful person never is gonna make that person see your point of view, ever. Like, if you attack someone, they're not gonna be like, oh no, I see now, you're totally right, that's right, I should see things your way. I have had so many more people be more accepting to me and consider my viewpoints because I'm accepting towards them. Meat eaters and other people that want to live their life the way they want to live their life. But if you jump on people and you attack people, they're never even for a second gonna consider what you have to say, because the second that you do that, they're not listening anymore. They don't care what you have to say. You've literally just attacked them and they're like, whatever you have to say, I'm done with. And that's it. So I think, we as a community should be more, supportive of each other. I am not like any other vegan on YouTube. You are not like any other vegan on YouTube. There is nobody on YouTube that is going to be living my exact life. And I don't expect anyone to live their life exactly like me. I can certainly put what I do, my information out there, and if it's helpful for someone, it's helpful for someone. If it's not, it's not. But I'm not gonna attack somebody because, of whatever they do, because they have a cat or something. It's just silly. Like, this whole thing is silly. attacking people based on what they eat because it's not what you think they should eat. And we all live in different parts of the world, different cultures, different religions, and yes, we all have a human body, but we've all been exposed to different things. Our bodies have been damaged in different ways. We live in a very industrialized world. Lots of, things. And we should just be more accepting and tolerant. And it doesn't really matter if someone wants to live their life slightly differently. If it's what makes them happy and makes being vegan for them more sustainable, then what's the point? The point is that we're all working towards a common goal, and the common goal is that we're not mass killing and torturing animals for no reason. That's the point. And my cat, she agrees. And FYI, someone actually said that you have no, you're stupid if you think you can tell if a pet is happy or not. I honestly think that person might be stupid, because if you've ever had a pet, they're pretty clear on letting you know if they're not happy. And my cat will bitch slap me if I'm doing something that pisses her off. So, just FYI. So I know this has been kind of a long rant, but I wanted to make this video for a couple of years, and I haven't, because how things go in the YouTube community. But I just don't really care anymore, and I think people should know that not every vegan is like that. And watching Vegetable Police, like I said, it's been really nice for me to see that there are other vegans that are more open and accepting. He's also Canadian and I'm Canadian, so maybe it's the cold weather that makes us more loving. I don't know. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. But I don't live in Canada right now, but I just thought that was funny. So yeah, so I'll probably be making more videos about what I'm doing and an update on my health, because I know I've made some videos about that. Because I kind of stopped just because what I was doing wasn't really a high carb vegan thing, and now I just don't really care. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing, and if it's helpful for you, it's helpful for you, and if it's not, it's not. I'm still vegan. I'm always gonna be vegan. So anyways, hopefully this is helpful or informative for some people, and hopefully as a group of already ostracized people, we're already outside the mainstream, we can hopefully be more tolerant towards each other and at least stop all this craziness. Anyway, well, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the day, and hope everyone can be a little bit more loving towards everybody else in the world, because we can always use a little more love. And that's it. Alright.